Well, our next guest is one of a kind. She's absolutely of her time when stars were stars and fame really was something special.
Yeah, not just content creation on the internet.
Exactly right. And she's met so many stars herself over her life, from Hollywood icon Marilyn Monroe, first impressions of Elvis Presley. Dame Joan Collins has got a lot of showbiz stuff to talk about. And
the legend shares many of those stories in her new book, Behind the Shoulder Pads. And Dame Joan Collins joins us now.
Oh, hello.
Hello. There's something regal about you, Dame Joan. Yes.
You should have seen me an hour ago. I wasn't so regal. Stumbling around trying to get dressed.
You look amazing. I don't know how you do it.
Thank you. I don't know how I do it either.
So, tales I tell my friends, you are now sharing with the entire nation.
Well, I will, but there's so many of them that you're going to have to buy the book.
Yes, right, OK. Well, let's get through a couple of them before we speak to the government. By the way, Dame Joan Collins, what do you make of the state of the nation?
Not a lot.
Right.
But I'm not into politics.
No.
I am, but only with my friends, but I don't...
OK.
I don't, yeah.
Right, those are tales you tell your friends and you don't publish in a book.
Yes,
right.
Anything to do with politics I don't put in the book.
Very, very wise. So let's talk about some of your celebrity encounters, because we've been saying this morning that you met Elvis, you met Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah.
Look, take us back to the chats that you had with Marilyn.
Well, Marilyn, I met in the first year that I was there. I was doing this film called The Girl in the Red Velvet Swing. I was playing Evelyn Nesbit Thor, who actually existed. She was the original Gibson girl, which I thought was kind of interesting now that I'm married to a Gibson. And I was at Gene Kelly's house, which was full of very intellectual people, all talking about politics and all kinds of, you know, very interesting and things that were way above my head, because I was just turned 21. And Marilyn was sitting at the bar, but looking not like Marilyn, no makeup, a sort of fuzzy mohair sweater, and drinking a martini. And so I went up and she said hi, and she said, "Oh, I hear you're playing the role that I was supposed to play, the girl in the red velvet swing, but I was too old." Because, you know, the girl was supposed to be 17. I was 20 when I got it. And then she said, we got on talking, and she said, beware of the wolves in Hollywood, honey. And I said, oh, I can handle wolves. We had those in the English film industry. And she said, oh, not the Hollywood kind, guy. If they don't like you, if you don't come through for them, they'll cancel your contract. It's happened to lots of young girls. So I said, oh, well, you know, I'll just avoid them. But I was good at avoiding them because my father, who was an agent, told me, you know, one of the best things to do to avoid a predatory man, laugh at him.
Don't point at me like that.
And it worked. Yes, well, it did quite a few times, yeah.
What do you think it is about these men? And they're still with us. They're still with us.
Oh, not to the same extent. No, not really to the same extent. Well, maybe, but not in the business. I mean, in the business, and this, again, I write about in the book, it was just taken as an actor's divine right to sleep with his leading lady. And I had that from several, you know, George Peppard, Richard Burton, Richard Todd. They just took it as, that's, you know, that's meat there for me. I can dine on this juicy young piece of whatever.
God, the arrogance.
Yeah. It was shocking. And if it wasn't them, it was the producers.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's nearly as bad, because I talked to some young actresses today and
But didn't you have to hide in a wardrobe or something?
Oh, yeah. But that was in England.
Oh,
that was with a producer in England when I was doing my first test when I was only 17 for I Believe in You. And he was really chasing me around the corridors and saying, do you really want this part? And I said, I really do. And he said, then you have to be nice to me.
Oh, God.
That was their euphemism for you know what. So the wardrobe people were very nice, and they used to hide me in the wardrobe so that as he came prowling at the end of the test down the corridor to take me in his car. And he did get me in his car one day, and I talk about that in the book.
And how old would he have been then? You say you were 17. How old
17.
Would he? How would he have been, roughly?
Well, to me, terribly old, which was probably about 50.
Ah,
Yeah, but...
You know,
what a creep.
I know you're laughing it off now, Joan, but it's just intolerable, that kind of behaviour, isn't it? And yet, you know, as you describe it, there's a sort of sense that you all had to put up with it.
We did. I mean, we did. We all band together. It was the sisterhood of young actresses. And I talked to an older actress about it in my film. You know, she was in her 30s. And I said, what do you do about all these men that come up to you and, you know, pat your cheek and sweet little girl and, oh, look at that. And I won't even tell you what they would say. And she said, you just have to put up with it, darling. It's just part of the profession. Well, and we did.
Yeah. Well, on a sweeter, kinder note, we've got a lovely picture of you here with the late, I have to say the late now, David McCallum.
Oh.
I think this is with you and him at RADA, I think.
Yeah,
have you got
he was my first boyfriend at RADA.
There we are.
Yes.
Because you were with him in The Man from U.N.C.L.E., weren't you?
I was. Lovely actor, such a nice man. And we were the two youngest at RADA. We both went when we were 16. And I remember I asked him, I said, are you Richard Widmark's son? Richard Widmark was a fabulous actor that I loved. Yeah, well, you know. She doesn't, she.
This young slip of a girl.
Yeah. But, yeah, he was a really nice man. But, you know, what can you do? It happens.
Yeah. What's been the best thing about being Joan Collins? And when I say about, I don't mean your private life. I mean the woman that we all think we know and understand. What's been the best thing about having your career, do you think? Having
my career?
Yeah.
Well, it hasn't been easy, Richard. You know, I haven't exactly been giving the pick of the crop of the parts. I've been kind of stuck in... starting from being juvenile delinquents and baby prostitutes, been, you know, the B word, can't say that on TV, I know, and manipulative, ghastly villainesses, which I'd quite like. But I suppose one of the best things is always getting a good table in a restaurant.
What is the part you would have loved to have played, Joan? What would have been the thing that you would have chosen for yourself?
I think I would have really liked to have played Cleopatra.
And my goodness, you would have been amazing.
Yeah, I tested for it 3 times at Fox and again went through the predatory men, this time the CEOs and the head honchos of 20th Century Fox. And I tested with all these dreadful actors, so to say they were wooden would be unkind to trees. Then the whole budget went it went insane. So they couldn't, they decided they couldn't have me and Stephen Boyd and Peter Finch. Right. That's who they were going to have. And so they decided to have the biggest star in the world, that was Elizabeth Taylor, which was fine.
Very quickly, last question. You always have been very beautiful and just made for the camera. Where do you get your looks from? Who do you get your looks from?
My parents.
Yeah, obviously. But your mother or your father? Or
both of them. My father was very handsome, dark, complected, very black hair. And my mother was beautiful, blonde, blue-eyed, with high cheekbones. Right. So I think, you know, and Jackie, my sister, also got the looks as well. We're very lucky and we hang on to them as much as we can.
You're fabulous.
Well, the book
always fabulous.
Is out. Tales I Tell My Friends. We love the title, Behind the Shoulder Pads. And it's very frank.
I'm signing it at Marks and Spencer's today.
Oh, all right.
In Oxford Street.
In Oxford Street.
If you're around, buying your undies.
Yeah, very good undies. Other undies are available. Lovely to see you.
Come back whenever you like. It's lovely to see you.